I finally got to see where Billy Loomis got his line where he says, "We all go a little mad sometimes."
We all go a little mad sometimes.
So for the first time, I got to watch the 1960 film by Alfred Hitchcock, Psycho. I mean, wow. Okay, let's just get into it. So, Sam, which, first of all, this actor, John Gavin, he was fine as hell. Fine as hell, I don't care. So he's hooking up secretly in a motel with Marion, whom he can't seem to get enough of. They are all over each other. He's divorced, paying alimony. She's single and she wants to get married. All right, now he's not really having it because he's still paying that alimony to his ex-wife. He jokingly says that when he mails his wife her alimony that she can lick the stamps. But baby Marion, she says she will happily lick those stamps. She said, baby, she said it with pride and dignity. Find you a partner who is going to lick those stamps with you happily. All right? Marion works at a real estate office with no air conditioner. Well, her boss has AC in his office. You know, Marion and her coworker, they don't have AC, which is messed up, all right? So a friend of Marion's boss comes by talking all this shit because he's a big shot. He's all up in Marion's face, talking about his daughter getting married soon and how she's never been unhappy because he's always paid for her happiness. So this man drops $40,000 cash money for a house he's planning to buy his daughter as a wedding gift. And in 1960, I had to look that shit up. $40,000 then was worth about 400 stacks. All right, so it's up to Marion to deposit this money, but instead she flees with the cash. She gets to a point to where she has her boss and a cop on her ass. Her boss is calling around, checking around, but she don't give a fuck. She even smiled while she was driving off with the money, baby, okay? And she did see her boss in the middle of the street. He saw her. He noticed her and he, had this look on his face like, what's going on? But he didn't say anything. So she's on the road. She does end up trading in her car to get a new one. It costs $700 of that $40,000. But listen, she had it. She had the cash money. Okay. So on the road, the cop finally lays off and she pulls up to the Bates Motel to crash for the night. This is where we meet Norman, played by Anthony Perkins, who was such a cutie. Also, Anthony, how you doing? Norman is super sweet and charming, it seems. He lives directly on the property of the motel with his mean ass, crazy ass, loud ass mother. Now, Norman is into taxidermy, but only with birds. Okay, strange man. Now, bitch, Norman talked about his mother and how she's ill. And her last two partners died and he doesn't like what she's become. But as soon as Marion suggested sending her to an institution, bitch, the psycho came out. Okay, I saw it in Norman's eyes and so did Marion. She was shook. I was shook. Norman said, bitch, don't talk about my mother. Okay, ho, he said, I can talk about my mother. He said, you don't ever have, he said, keep my mother's name out your mouth. Pulled the Will Smith on her, okay? Just his whole demeanor, his sweet little charming demeanor shifted quickly. He said that his mother, she goes a little mad sometimes, and that we all do. And again, now I finally heard where Billy Loomis got this line from. Norman is a creep. He has a peephole that allows him to look into his guests' rooms. Marion goes to take a shower that night. She did say to Norman that she wanted to go back home to fix what she did as far as the money. So she wanted to return the money. All right, so she was going to go the following morning. She goes back to her room to take a shower. And that night, Mrs. Bates' evil ass comes to her room and cuts her up. So apparently, this bitch goes a little mad all the time. That's what it's giving. Girl, I had no idea that Marion would die. It was giving Final Girl, honestly. I thought she was going to make it. I thought she was going to get her Sidney Prescott on. Okay? Nope, didn't happen. Norman didn't know that his mother would snap but did have to clean up the mess, which included sinking her new car. All right, now that's diabolical, Norman. Now, Sam and Marion's sister and a private investigator are now on the hunt for Marion. Baby, this private investigator, he was no joke. I really like this actor. He was really good. I liked him a lot. He pulled up to the Bates Motel and had Norman stuttering, okay? He wasn't fucking around. All right, now Norman sends him away because, he's nervous and the guy is all up in his business. But this private investigator is on his ass. Now, he fucked up when he went back to the motel. Okay, he stopped back at the motel to look around, and then he went to the house. All right, and Mrs. Bates, she pulled up on his ass and she took his ass out. So I wish he didn't. And it was creepy because we don't see her face. We just see this old ass lady coming out with a knife. It's just a lot going on. So it was creepy. So now it's down to Sam and Marion's sister. They are not letting up. They form a plan and end up driving to the Bates Motel. And Norman is expecting them. Not them in particular, but he suspects that someone else is coming because he takes his mother to a different part of the house in the basement. What they call it, like the fruit cellar or something. But he carried her down there, and even as he's carrying her down the stairs, we don't see her face. We don't see anything but her wig and her dress. So Sam's fine ass and Marion's sister, they go and search the motel. All right, and there is some evidence there that Marion was there. So Sam goes to distract Norman so that Marion's sister can go talk to Mrs. Bates in the house. Girl, I was so nervous for her. Now, luckily, Mrs. Bates wasn't in her room. We soon find out, however, after all this time, bitch, that Norman was in fact his mother. Because Marion's sister went down to the basement, she was looking around and she saw Mrs. Bates allegedly sitting in the chair. She pulls up to the chair and it's Mrs. Bates' corpse. And so Norman jumps out with this wig, this stale wig, and this old ass looking dress. And he almost gets Marion's sister, but then Sam stops him. So after that, it turns out that Norman, unalived his mother 10 years prior, and he kept her alive in his mind and allowed his mother in his mind to control him and to tell him what to do and caused him to commit these crimes and then to cover them all up. I really enjoyed this movie. I see why it's a classic. I see the shower scene in Scream, which was fun, and we saw that with Marion. It was a great movie. The actress who plays Marion, beautiful, gorgeous. The woman, the actress who played her sister, gorgeous. Again, Sam was fine ass man. Savannah, okay? All right, Anthony Perkins, such a cutie pie. What a great film. I love it. I'm sure I'm the only person on planet Earth who is just now seeing it. But shit, I loved it. It is so rewatchable too. All right, now apparently there's a later Psycho that came out. I might have to go watch that too. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about Psycho. Okay, comment down below and I will see you next time.